everyone, welcome to my channel. It's Sean from Seankbeauty. In today's video, I'm super excited to bring the science behind the Good Molecules Discoloration Correcting Body Treatment. This is going to be a treatment to get rid of your hyperpigmentation, on the back and the necks and the thighs and legs, arms, wherever you have hyperpigmentation. It's also going to be one to even out the skin tone. So I'm going to talk about some of the key ingredients in this product, if you guys can see it. And it is 4 fluid ounces. And it is a good size, you guys. It comes in this beautiful tube and very signature of Good Molecules, colors, etc. And this is one that you will flip open. So we're gonna get into the science of this beautiful product here. Thank you to Beautylish. If you all didn't know, Beautylish owns Good Molecules, and Nils just happens to be the head of Good Molecules. So a huge thank you to them and the really nice card that came with this. When I talked about the discoloration serum on my previous video, that was one that got a ton of views. And a lot of you really were thankful that I brought the science behind that in a way that you understood. And to all those beautiful ladies that left me notes, heartfelt ones, because your self-esteem was in the trash because of the hyperpigmentation all over the skin and not wanting to go out and not knowing the solution, and you started using the serum and you fell in love with it. So a little bit about me. I've been one who's had hyperpigmentation all over my face. I took my cousin took me to my prom, because nobody wanted to go out with me. Everyone kept calling me Cheetah all throughout junior high and high school. So I do know what that pain feels like. And that's why I really love coming on here and bringing the science to beauty. My background is microbiology and biochemistry, and I love to convey it in a way in which you understand. And when I have letters like that comes to me, it lets me know that bringing science to beauty is just not a hobby. This is something that's really helping people in a way that's building their self-esteem and really giving them an effective solution. And for that, I am so grateful that I'm here in this atmosphere called YouTube. So thankful to YouTube. So let's get into the ingredients of this beautiful product, and I'm going to help you to understand what these key ingredients are doing and why you should pick yourself up one if you're looking to get rid of your hyperpigmentation. We're going to start off with water. I mentioned water in the discoloration serum video. If you have a high concentration of bleach, which is an active, and you're doing laundry and you just use bleach, it's going to damage the garment, right? So having water in there is not going to lessen the garment from being bleached or whitened, but it is going to prevent the bleach from being aggressive on the garment. Does that make sense? Or you'll start to see your garments with holes in them, or they start to turn yellow. So taking that mindset into formulating skincare is going to be very helpful when it comes to products like this. When you see a lot of water and you see some actives in there, it just lets you know that the actives are so concentrated that we need to bring some water in there to really balance that out so that it's less aggressive on the skin. Does that make sense? And the next ingredient here is glycerin. And I will get into the ingredient list. I'll put a screenshot right here, or I might just have it to take up the whole screen. I just don't know yet. But we've got glycerin in here. Glycerin is a really great humectant. It is one to bring or help the skin to retain moisture and to increase hydration. So that's a great thing we know about glycerin. We see this a lot in Neutrogena's products and a lot of beauty products, actually. Neutrogena had the Hydra Boost, and that was one of the key ingredients in there for bringing that hydration onto the skin. Just a little bit of information there on glycerin. We won't get too deep into that one. All right, and next up is Aspergillus ferment. Okay, so Aspergillus is actually one that goes in and it is known as a brightening agent. So this is active number 1. It is one that prevents tyronase activity. So tyronase is an enzyme that would actually promote melanin synthesis, the pigmentation of our skin. So a lot of the times when you already have, let's say, a scar left over from acne, when you go out into the sun, what is triggered is that enzyme that acts as a catalyst to really take that melanin synthesis to the next level. And we see that this dark spot becomes even darker. So this Aspergillus ferment is coming in to prohibit that from happening. It is actually considered one of the most stable forms, or considered the stable form of kojic acid. So that is our first active that we see happening in this body treatment from Good Molecules. All right, and next up is our Saccharomyces ferment. This is a yeast that we actually do the fermentation process. It's going to give you like a watery-like substance. This is great for boosting hydration to the skin. It's also great for evening out the skin tone. So this is another active that they have in this treatment as well, is your Saccharomyces and your Aspergillus ferment, working to bring about that evenness, helping to brighten the skin, and also bringing in that hydration. So some really good stuff is happening in this treatment. And again, it already has, well, I didn't say this before, but it already has 5 stars from people who have started using it. You all know that I'm a huge lover of telling you to patch test before using skincare. We want to go right into the middle of the arm here for 72 hours to make sure that there's no allergic reaction to the face. I actually had a couple of friends who took that advice when they wanted to experiment with some other skincare, and they were glad that they did because they started to break out. So I really want you all to be astute when it comes to, checking out new skincare. We want to do that patch testing. It's better for it to happen on the arm than it is to happen directly on the face, okay? So definitely do that for me if you're going to, go after this particular product. All right, you guys, and now we have the 2% TXO with its tranexamic acid. That's what's going deep into the layers of the skin to deal with that hyperpigmentation. Now, I've talked about TXO because that is a strong ingredient. And one of the things that I mentioned in that discoloration serum video is the reason why there was so much water used, which was 70%, I think it was back then, is because TXO is a super duper powerful lightening agent, and you don't want to use too high of a concentration of it in anything that's got to go onto the skin, or you're really looking at the aggressive side effects of that particular ingredient. So they've used 2%, which is an acceptable concentration to really get the job done with lightening up the hyperpigmentation, because sometimes our, hyperpigmentation is happening from underneath the skin's layer. So we definitely want to deal with getting something underneath the skin's layer that is going to really deal with that hyperpigmentation. And remember, I just mentioned your Aspergillus ferment is going in there and blocking that tyronase from causing the melanin to start making your hyperpigmentation darker. And then here comes TXO to really dig deep underneath the skin's layer, like Pac-Man, to eat away those darkened areas that's happening from underneath the skin's layer. We're really looking at working from the inside out when we're talking TXO. All right, and next up is niacinamide, another really great lightening agent to help to even out the skin tone. We see a lot of brands using niacinamide because it is an effective ingredient with evening out the skin tone. So we've got 4 actives in here, and then they turn and they give you salicylic acid, which we all know is one that's gonna go in and bring about the sloughing of the cells, a cell turnover. That's what salicylic acid is great for, and also minimizing the appearance of pores. So some really great ingredients are happening in this body treatment to really counteract that body hyperpigmentation, whether it's on your chest, on your back, on your neck, arms, thighs, wherever your hyperpigmentation is. I highly recommend you going after this product, but I highly recommend you doing a patch test. That is all from me, you all. I didn't want to go too deep into the weeds with a lot of the other ingredients because typically when we're talking about lightening agents, we really want to talk about what those actives are and what they are actually doing in the process of getting rid of or evening out our hyperpigmentation or our skin as a whole. So if you have any other questions, leave them down below. I'm here for you. That's what this channel is all about. I'm here to give you insight and knowledge to things that you probably don't know about. Definitely follow me on Instagram at Seankbeauty. I'll talk to you all in my next video. Ciao for now.